Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bailey hints at status with Jeremy after Bachelor in Paradise. Bachelor in Paradise fans finally saw Jeremy Simon put on blast. Brian Otts revealed to Bailey Brown that not only did Jeremy Brown call Susie Evans to get her to come back, he still holds a candle for Susie. Bailey said after the episode aired that season 10 has been hard for her to watch. She dropped a huge hint about her relationship status with Jeremy after the show. Keep reading for more. Unfortunately, Jeremy didn't really get the comeuppance viewers wanted to see. He lied again and told Bailey that he didn't say he would propose to Susie if she came back. But social media criticism seems to have gotten to the reality star. He took to Instagram to take accountability for how he treated Bailey. However, he claimed that viewers only saw a small part of their relationship. One fan pointed out that Jeremy was on camera saying he would propose to Susie but lied to Bailey and claimed he never said it. Jeremy's Instagram post received nearly 1,000 comments, including one from Bailey herself. While fans hoped she'd come to her senses and dump him for good, she hinted otherwise. She wrote, "I'm glad we chose each other, and I couldn't imagine having anyone else as my partner." Many Bachelor in Paradise fans took that to mean that Bailey and Jeremy left the show together and are still in a relationship. Needless to say, the idea that Bailey forgave Jeremy and is still with him didn't sit right with fans of the show. They replied to her comment encouraging her to dump him for good. Check out some of the responses to her comment. Are you not watching the same show we are? I know we only see clips, but whiff girl. Run. You deserve so much better. Please value yourself more than allowing a man, boy, to call another woman talk about her and wanting her and taking you as a second choice. Girl, what did you not watch back to see how this man was so ready to discard of you? Girl, you deserve better than this is pleasy. Lol, let's circle back to this one in like 6 months. But there's a chance her comment was misinterpreted. She clarified with a follow-up comment. She explained, "We are partners in the show and we are competing as a team." Where does she really stand with Jeremy Simon? It's unclear when Jeremy and Bailey exit the show. They might be the couple that wins $500,000. But it seems that they are still together despite his behavior. They've been spotted out several times in the last month. Share your reaction in the comments. The beaches of Bachelor in Paradise may be filled with sunshine, laughter, and colorful cocktails. But for Bailey, her story is one written in moments of doubt, sparks of connection, and the unpredictable pull of reality beyond the cameras. When fans last saw her on screen, she and Jeremy were tangled in the whirlwind of Paradise drama, romantic rivalries, whispered rumors, and sudden confessions of love. But once the finale wrapped, many viewers were left with one burning question: where do Bailey and Jeremy stand now? The Paradise beginning. When Bailey first arrived in Mexico, she walked down those iconic steps with a mixture of nerves and hope. She was immediately drawn to Jeremy, not just for his easy smile and warm humor, but because he seemed refreshingly real in a setting that often feels staged. Unlike some of the other contestants who jumped from flirtation to flirtation, Jeremy gave her steadiness. Fans noted how quickly they established comfort, whether it was late-night conversations about family or small gestures, like him saving her a seat at the bonfire. Still, Paradise is rarely simple. Jeremy had already caught the eye of another contestant, sparking one of the season's early love triangles. For Bailey, it was the first test. Was Jeremy truly invested in her, or was she another fleeting connection in the sand? The tension builds. As the season progressed, Bailey struggled to find her footing. Social media blew up over the infamous rose night where Jeremy hesitated before handing her the rose, leaving audiences gasping. Was it dramatic editing, or was Jeremy's uncertainty real? Bailey later hinted in interviews that the hesitation was a lot more complicated than it looked, suggesting that producers amplified the moment. Even so, fans couldn't help but notice Bailey's vulnerability. She wasn't afraid to admit she was scared of rejection, scared of putting herself out there, and most of all, scared of being left with nothing once Paradise ended. For many viewers, her honesty struck a chord. Sparks in the storm. Despite the chaos, Bailey and Jeremy often found their way back to each other. Viewers remember the night he pulled her aside from the group to simply say, "I see you, and I want to try with you." For Bailey, it was the reassurance she needed. That moment became a turning point. From that night forward, their bond deepened, even as other couples crumbled under the weight of Paradise's pressure. Yet, as much as sparks flew, there were cracks. Jeremy's natural charm sometimes worked against him. Other contestants teased that he was too nice to everyone, leaving Bailey unsure whether she was truly special to him or just another recipient of his easy kindness. Life after Paradise. Now that the cameras have stopped rolling, Bailey has been dropping cryptic hints about her status with Jeremy. In a recent podcast appearance, she smiled when asked if they were still in contact. "Let's just say, Paradise doesn't end when you leave the beach," she teased. Her Instagram posts fuel the speculation even further. Pictures of her holding a coffee mug that Jeremy once jokingly called his favorite, captions about choosing joy and trusting timing, and the occasional playlist share with love songs fans suspect are directed at him. Meanwhile, Jeremy hasn't exactly kept things low-key either. Though he hasn't posted photos with Bailey directly, he has been spotted liking nearly all of her recent posts, including one with the caption, "Some connections don't fade with the sunset." Fans immediately flooded the comments, convinced it was about him. Why fans are hooked. The fascination with Bailey and Jeremy isn't just about whether they're still together, it's about the story they represent. Unlike the over-the-top proposals or the dramatic breakups that usually define Bachelor in Paradise, their relationship feels grounded in real uncertainty. They're not rushing into an engagement for cameras, nor are they performing a picture-perfect romance for Instagram. Instead, they're navigating doubts, long-distance challenges, and the messy aftermath of falling in love on reality TV. In a world where viewers are becoming increasingly skeptical of reality TV love stories, Bailey and Jeremy's hesitant, unfinished narrative resonates. Fans want to root for them, but they also understand the complexity. Bailey's latest hint. In her most recent Q&A session with fans, Bailey dropped perhaps her biggest clue yet. When asked directly if she and Jeremy were official, she paused, grinned, and responded, "Sometimes the best things grow slowly, you'll see." That short answer was enough to send Bachelor Nation into a frenzy. For many, her words suggested that while they may not be labeling their relationship, something is undeniably there. They're taking their time, something rare in a franchise known for whirlwind engagements. What this means for the franchise. If Bailey and Jeremy continue their story beyond Paradise, they may represent a new kind of success for the show. Not the flashy, staged happily ever after, but the quiet reality of two people figuring out life together after the cameras leave. In many ways, that's even more compelling than a diamond ring in Mexico. Bachelor Nation thrives on drama, but it also craves authenticity. Bailey's willingness to hint at her vulnerability and Jeremy's consistent, if sometimes confusing, presence has created a dynamic fans can't stop analyzing. Will they make it work, or will their story become another almost in the long history of Bachelor in Paradise romances? The waiting game. For now, Bailey continues to share little fragments, keeping fans guessing. She's been open about focusing on self-love, personal growth, and career ambitions, but Jeremy still lingers in the background of her narrative. Whether it's in a subtle lyric she quotes, a city she visits that happens to be Jeremy's hometown, or the undeniable spark in her voice when his name comes up, the connection remains alive. As one fan put it on Twitter, Bailey and Jeremy are the slow burn couple we didn't know we needed. No drama, no fireworks, just two people trying to figure it out. And honestly, that's the most romantic thing. Conclusion. So, where do Bailey and Jeremy stand after Bachelor in Paradise? The truth is, it's still unfolding. Bailey has hinted at something real but fragile, something that might not fit the show's usual mold, but could be more lasting. For now, fans remain invested in every hint, every Instagram like, every cryptic caption. Because sometimes, the most compelling love stories aren't the ones wrapped up with a proposal on a beach. They're the ones that leave us waiting, wondering, and believing that maybe, just maybe, two people can find something real after the cameras fade.